Now we'll finish the setup of our fingers. We are just about done with our rig. Of course, there's a few other things besides just the blend shapes, okay? But we also have our character assets. So our buttons and also our keys, setting those up, our flashlight. Okay, but we'll get to those in little to no time. For the next finger, of course, we just select our finger control, go to our connection editor. With that now loaded up, we'll go all the way to our index fingers and work on them. So doing direct connections as we've done with the left hand. So we'll go ahead and rotation X to the X, Y to Y, Z to Z. Okay, we'll go to the next one for our mid bone and connect that. Go to the one for the C, connect that. Great, so now we can go ahead and move on to our mid bones. Do want to also mention that afterwards we are going to look into rotation order for our controls. That's very important as well to help us to avoid a gimbal lock. So this is going to be really cool to discuss. No one, at least no one I know, likes gimbal lock, and I'm pretty sure you don't either. So we're going to look at a way to set up our controls to help us, again, to avoid that. But we're just continuing right down the line. Right now we're at our ring finger, so we're just about there. That goes ring A to A, ring Y to Y, ring Z to Z, and then we go to ring B, set up or connect the Z for that. And that leads us now to our pinky, making sure we get each bone for our pinky in our selection that we need, excluding, again, the end. Go right back to the top, open up our rotations. And that's pinky Y to rotation Y, pinky Z to Z. Go to the next X, Y, and Z. The next is just Z, and the last is Z. Alright, that leads us to our thumb, the last finger here. We want to select our root, mid, and also end, reload. Okay, we'll open that up. That's X to X, making sure again we go right to the top, Y to Y, Z to Z, and then that goes Y to Y, and also Y to Y again for the end bone. Okay, can close out our connection editor now, do a few tests. Great, everything's working just right. Alright, excellent. Could even check out a spread on this. Okay, good. Check out the thumb. Great. So you can see here how we're going to get a lot of control out of our fingers by doing so. It may take a little bit more time, but you may even prefer this method as you'll get the most, again, amount of control that you'll need. Well, that's it for the connections for our fingers. Now for our finger control itself, remember we're going to be setting up the switch to show or hide it. So let's go ahead and select both arm controls again. We'll go to modify, add another attribute. We'll make it a displayable. We'll call this show and fing and controls, abbreviated. We'll hit add. There's our category name. And then we'll call our next one viz and make it a boolean. Hit OK. There it is. Okay, so now it's as simple as selecting our arm control, going back to the connection editor, selecting viz, go to our finger control now. Again, we're working with the right hand for this one, and we'll connect it. Notice how it disappears, meaning that a connection has been made. And from here we can even go ahead and hide the visibility now, lock and hide that, since we no longer need to see that for the right side. And we'll do the same for the left. So we'll select the arm, select viz, select the control, go to reloading that, and select visibility. That should be hidden too, and then we'll test it out. So we'll go to the viz, turn it on, great. So we'll be able to clean up our view even more if we don't want to see our finger controls. Okay, let's go ahead and test that one out. Alright, great. Well, that wraps up our fingers. Okay, and I'll even go ahead and show the fingers here. Just turn on their visibility. But again, that finishes up our fingers. And what we'll go ahead and do in the next lesson is talk about or discuss the rotation order for our controls that we'll be wanting to rotate. So that finishes this lesson, and in the next lesson we'll go ahead and discuss that.